Welcome back to Tech Baby's Library and Book Club. And today we're going to be reading a few books in bed together for our nighttime routine. We're going to be reading Hippos Go Berserk by Sandra Boynton, The Going to Bed book by Sandra Boynton, and Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBratney. We are all here gathered around a Tech Baby's bed, ready for some story time. And if you have any of these books, feel free to read along with us. Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBratney, illustrated by Anita Jerem. Little Nut Brown Hare, who was going to bed, held on tight to Big Nut Brown Hare's long ears. He wanted to make sure that Big Nut Brown Hare was listening. "Guess how much I love you," he said. "Oh, I don't think I could guess that," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "This much," said Little Nut Brown Hare, stretching out his arms as wide as they could go. Big Nut Brown Hare had even longer arms. "But I love you this much," he said. That's a lot, thought Little Nut Brown Hare. "I love you as high as I can reach," said Little Nut Brown Hare. "I love you as high as I can reach," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "That is very high," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. "I wish I had arms like that." Then Little Nut Brown Hare had a good idea. He tumbled upside down and reached up the tree trunk with his feet. "I love you all the way up to my toes," he said. "And I love you all the way up to your toes," said Big Nut Brown Hare, swinging him over his head. "I love you as high as I can hop," laughed Little Nut Brown Hare, bouncing up and down. "But I love you as high as I can hop," smiled Big Nut Brown Hare, and he hopped so high that his ears touched the branches above. "That is good hopping," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. "I wish I could hop like that." "I love you all the way down to the lane as far as the river," cried Little Nut Brown Hare. "I love you across the river and over the hills," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "That's very far," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. He was almost too sleepy to think any more. Then he looked beyond the thorn bushes out into the big dark night. Nothing could be further than the sky.
Space is further in the sky.
That is true. "I love you right up to the moon," he said, and closed his eyes. "Oh,
No.
that's far,"
No.
said Big Nut Brown Hare. "That is very, very far." Big Nut Brown Hare settled Little Nut Brown Hare into his bed of leaves. He leaned over and kissed him good night. Then he lay down close by and whispered with a smile, "I love you right up to the moon
As far as the moon and back.
back." The end. Great book. Great book. One of my favorites. Next up, we've got Hippos Go Berserk by Sandra.
And then one.
And then the Going to Bed book.
And then one.
And then bedtime. Hippos Go Berserk by Sandra Boynton. One hippo all alone calls two hippos on the phone. Three hippos at the door bring along another 4. 5 hippos come overdressed. 6 hippos show up with a guest. 7 hippos arrive in a sack. 8 hippos sneak in the back. 9 hippos come to work. All the hippos go berserk. All through the hippo night, hippos play with great delight, but at the hippo break of day, the hippos all must go away. 9 hippos and a beast join 8 hippos riding east, while 7 hippos moving west leave 6 hippos quite distressed.
What does that mean?
Quite distressed? I don't know. We'll have to ask Google. And 5 hippos then set forth with 4 hippos headed north. 3 hippos say good day, the last 2 hippos go their way. 1 hippo, alone once more, misses the other 44. The end. And finally for tonight, one of our all-time favorite classics, The Going to Bed Book by Sandra Boynton. The sun has set not long ago. Now everybody goes below to take a bath in one big tub with soap all over. Scrub, scrub, scrub. They hang their towels on the wall and find pajamas, big and small. With some on top and some beneath, they brush and brush and brush their teeth. And when the moon is on the rise, they all go up to exercise? What? Unexpected. To exercise! And down once more, but not so fast. They're on their way to bed at last. The day is done. They say goodnight, and somebody turns off the light. The moon is high, the sea is deep. They rock and rock and rock to sleep.
But where do they lie?
The end. And there's many more Sandra Boynton books. We love that author, and we love reading her books at bedtime. So thanks for joining us in this edition of Tech Babies Book Club Live Read, Bedtime Edition. Hope to see you again in Tech Baby's crib soon, and Tech it easy. Good night.